Welcome to Rams All Access. I'm Andrew O'Connell, joined here with Fordham women's basketball head coach Stephanie Gaitley. Coach, we're about two-thirds of the way through the season. The Rams are 15-4. That's the best start in school history. Before the season, did you even fathom having this kind of success so early on?
You know what? After last year's success, it was hard to think that we could accomplish more milestones. So when we had hit that mark, when we had hit that streak of winning, 12 in a row, I thought this team had gained the confidence that we had gained through that Charlotte game last year, and pleasantly surprised, I guess, would be the answer.
And a lot of that has to do this year with Erin Rooney, your redshirt senior guard. She has been out of this world this year. 19.4 points per game, just under 8 boards a game, almost 5 assists per game, assist-to-turnover ratio of 1.25. She's just playing out of her shoes. What is it that she's doing so well that the average person might not see watching at home?
Confidence. I think Erin's a true student of the game. I mean, she studies the game. I mean, we invested in some iPads for the kids and got this new video system where they can watch the games and watch synergy, and that's why she gets better, is because she watches the game. Not only that, not only did she watch the game, but she works on the game. One thing she put in this summer was the effort in the weight room, because I think she realized that was going to be the separating factor for her this season.
How much more of a physical player has she become as a result of that weight room work?
Night and day. I mean, when I had her as a freshman, we were lucky if we got 2 rebounds, it was a success. And now the fact that it's kind of amusing to me that she's leading us in rebounds because of the fact that we kind of were able to laugh at her as a freshman. So that credit all goes to her and her hard work.
Talking about toughness with Erin Rooney, I think we'd be a little remiss if we didn't mention who, arguably one of the toughest players in the league, Abigail Corning. How amazing has she been this year, your senior co-captain?
Second to none. I mean, and this is a big statement as being a head coach for 28 years, but I think she's the hardest working player I've ever had. I mean, I have a lot of kids, obviously Erin, and a lot of my other players that have been outstanding players work really hard, and that's not taking any away from Erin because I think she works equally as hard, but somebody that really maximizes their complete effort is Abigail Corning. And I think Abigail, she brings it every single day, every single possession. Even when we lost to Dayton, the first thing I do is I wake up to a text, inexcusable for my turnovers, my missed shots, my missed box outs, won't happen again. I'm ready from UMass. That's Abigail Corning.
That's Abigail Corning in a nutshell. Third leading scorer on the team's Hannah Missery. She's averaging 10 a game, freshman shooter, one of the best three-point shooters in New Jersey State history. How would you track her performance so far in her first campaign here at Rosehill?
I mean, it's typical of most freshmen. It's pretty much, like you're on a little bit of a ride. It's up and down, and she came through big for us, in our VCU road victory, and she hit some big shots in Dayton when we were going back and forth. So, I mean, I'm very pleased where Hannah is. It's a big adjustment to the college game, and I think the biggest jump from high school to college or even college to the pro ranks is conditioning and strength. And I think Hannah recognized that and realized that, but she has something that that a lot of kids don't have. She owns an aspect of the game, which is shooting. So because of that, she really spreads the floor with us, especially with Abigail and Erin on the court.
4-2 in the Atlantic 10, coming off a tough loss on the road at Dayton. You were winning by 1 with about 2 minutes to go. Dayton goes on a late 10-0 run. How do you get the girls to respond after a loss like that? Is it your senior leaders picking up the team?
Well, one is the text message you receive, from Abigail, and then, of course, Erin wants to watch tape right away. And to be honest, when you lose, ears open a lot more. If you had won and we had made mistakes through winning, of course that would be great because good teams find a way to win. But it's when you lose, when you're accustomed to winning, and I think the ears become open and you become much more open to constructive criticism.
Even after that loss, still 4-2 in the conference, just a few games out of first place. How much parity is there in the Atlantic 10 this year? How good of a conference is it?
It's the most I've seen, and I've been in this conference for a long time, having coached at St. Joe's for 10 years and now, obviously being here in my third year. It's the best parity I've seen from top to bottom because on any given night anybody can beat someone. And as you look at, there's obviously Dayton with 0 losses and then Duquesne with 1, and then there's about 5 teams with 2 losses. So, I mean, it's anybody's conference, and I think our kids realize that after taking Dayton to the task, on Sunday, that it's anybody's conference, and that was a game that was on the road. So I think once we go to a neutral court down in Richmond, I think anything can happen.
All right, Coach, you got UMass tomorrow, 2 p.m. We look forward to seeing everyone out here. Thanks a lot, Coach Gaitley, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thanks. Go Rams.